Alright, today I'm going to show you how to do two simple weaving techniques. The first one is just a straight stitch. So what you're going to need is just a piece of yarn. And the straight stitch, when it's done, it looks like this. It also looks like this. You're just going over, under, over, under, over, under. And I'm just going to show you really quick to make sure that you have a good understanding of this process. So I'm going to go under the first string, over the second, under the third, and I'm just going to keep repeating over, under. So I'm basically just lifting up every other string and putting it underneath. The only time this gets tricky is when you go to make the turn to come back the way you came. And there's a couple of things you need to make sure you're doing. The first thing, okay, so now I'm all the way through. I'm over, under. I want to pull my string all the way through, but I want to leave a little end right here. Now I'm going to go back the way I came. So what I ended by going over the last string, so I'm going to go the opposite. So now I'm going to go under first, under, over. And when you pull your string through, you should see that you're the opposite. So I went under this one, but I went over this one. So I went over the first time, so I'm going under the second. And you're going to repeat this process until you run out of string. Okay, I'm going to stop there just so I can show you the next thing. So you want to continue making these rows, and you want to push them down so that way you don't see the warp threads in between, and you should be able to see it like this once you're done. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how to make a Rya knot. And this is a student example, which is really well done on how to create these knots. These knots can be thin, they can be thick. You could do multiple rows of them, but what you need to remember to do is build in some rows, I said 8 rows, of just the regular stitch. And this really provides your weaving with some structure so that they stay exactly where you want them. All right, so if I was going to take this out, if I was going to put a Rya knot right here, all you're going to do is you're going to look at 4 threads. And I'm going to take my thread that I'm going to make this knot with, and I'm going to lay it so it looks like an upside down U or an N. And then I'm going to lift up each side of the 4. So the first one I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to stick one half of the string behind it and bring it back to the center. Then I'm going to lift the first string up, I'm going to put my string behind it and just bring it to the center. And then when you pull it down, you have your knot. Now this is just a single strand, and this is with multiple strands. So I'm going to do one more example, and this time I'm going to use multiple strands. Okay, so now I have a lot. I'm going to make that U, upside down U, and I'm going to pick up I'm going to count my 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick up that 4th one. I'm going to stick it behind it and pull it back to the center. Just wrapping it behind it, and then I'm going to bring it back, and then when I pull it down, I have my knot. Now after you finish creating these knots all the way across, what you want to do is you want to go back and you want to add some more of your same weaving, just the basic stitch, to bring back the structure, because you can kind of see that these are pulling here and these are pulling here. And that's it.